So this next part is going to be probably the most important part that I want you guys to remember. We want to set up this home page as your intranet on your computer. All right, so hopefully you guys, each of you, go back to your offices, you log in, and you do exactly this before you get the rest of your day started. All right, so we're going to go by a step-by-step process, and I have it screenshotted and everything on the PowerPoint presentation, but I'm going to show you on the live environment how to do that. The first thing you're going to want to do is when you launch your Internet Explorer, I need you to go to Tools, and you should see that on that page. I need you to go to Tools, and then I need you to select Internet Options. All right? When you open up Internet Options, you're going to get a box here. I need you to click on the Security tab. You guys see that? Is it coming out the same on your handout? Click the Security tab and then highlight Local Intranet. You see that? Once you've highlighted that, then at that point, click on Sites. You see that button there? Local Intranet, hit Sites. And then hit Advanced. At that point, you'll need to type in the entire address, which is http://ASB-DRE00.utep.edu. All right. Once you've typed in that entire address, you just go ahead and click Add. All right. And then when it's done, it's going to look just like that. When you see it inside the website's bin there, just go ahead and hit OK, hit OK, hit OK. And then from here on out, you won't have to log in to SharePoint anymore on that computer. Now, it's real important that you do this because when you tie in your SharePoint to Outlook or any of the other Office suites that you have, it's going to always ask you to log in. If you open up a document from SharePoint, it's going to ask you to log in. And it does that because I set the security up like that because I'd want it secure to where people aren't getting into your guys' documents. Everything that you do inside of the SharePoint is authenticated. So this is going to work on your computer that you set the intranet up. If you log in on somebody else's computer, you'll have to log in. Does that make sense? Any questions on setting it up as an intranet? And I must be doing a good job because nobody's asking questions. All right, so let's go over some of the features. How many of you guys are using the timesheets? All right, cool. So then you guys already know how to do this. For everybody else, one of the features that we're using in our departments is timesheets for hourly students. And I believe registrars now is doing it for hourly staff. I believe so. And this is going to be a function that each department is going to have the ability to add their students into the timesheet functionality. All right. Now, again, I put a screenshot inside the presentation, but I'm just going to show you live because it's better to see it that way. This is what the home page now looks like of the SharePoint page, and this is why it's important for each of you guys to log into this on a daily basis. What we have in this section here is going to be enrollment events, is where our departments are going to be heading out or they have something going on that everybody in our division needs to know about that. All right, I've already got contacts in each of our departments that are going to get alerts whenever these are posted, and that way everybody will know what's going on. So you'll see it here. Now the same thing on this side, it says enrollment events. That view right there is going to give you a calendar view, just like you would see on your webmail, Outlook webmail, and you can get kind of a deeper view of what you want to see there. I also added buttons on the top part on what I thought, my limited knowledge of your guys' day-to-day activities, of what I thought was the most important sites that you'd probably want to go to once you log into the intranet. So you can hit banner prod, pre-prod test, UT direct, service desk to open up help desk calls, and the UTEP home. If you guys can think of any other buttons you want me to add on there, I can do that if you want. On the upper right-hand corner, which is the same as the birthdays and special events on that calendar, I added in an area where everybody can add in their staff's birthdays. If we're going to have cake and ice cream on Thursday, you're probably going to want to put that one in this side, okay? And you want to invite everybody. If your birthday's not on there, you might want to talk to your SharePoint manager in your department. They can add that in there. The other thing that I have in there is this Enrollment Services Spotlight, and that's just going to highlight, whenever we put this thing completely out, it'll just highlight people that are within our division that everybody should probably know who it is. All right? So let's go to the timesheet section. When you highlight departments, you'll see all the departments that have their own page. Now, when you guys log in, you're only going to see your department. You'll see ES Tech and the Web Constituent Relationship Management. Those are the only ones that are going to be open to everybody. If you're not a member of the Registration and Records department, you won't see that link on there. All right. Now, the purpose of this is because each individual department can have internal communications and have their own site to communicate amongst each other. All right. So let's go ahead and go to New Student Orientation. Any NSO people here? All right. Cool. This is what their page looks like, which is pretty much similar to what the front page is. But in theirs, they put on their announcements, important dress code update, check-in times, and then they have their own internal event calendar. This is perfect, and I think it's great that they're using it this way. Now, on the timekeeper, what they do is their students come in, they log in, and then they have the ability to punch in. All right. So as a student or hourly staff, if you're using this, once you punch in, you can log out of the computer, go somewhere else. It'll keep your time. When you're done, you come back, punch out, and you're closed. Now the benefits to this is that you can check and see who's currently working. You can get details and run reports based off of who their student is, and you can check all the hours. The cool thing that I like to see is everything that you have inside SharePoint, you can export. So I'll just show you a real quick way that we would do that. We're going to export to the spreadsheet. Once you've exported to a spreadsheet, then you can do whatever you want with it. So what I normally do is I'll run a report based off of who I wanted to see complete hours. Here's hers. I can do it by project time or whatever, and then let's do this. Let's break it by project. Week of December 6th. And during that week, she worked 15.32 hours. What I usually do with this is I'll cut and paste that report and I'll send it to the individual student, just so when they come out and they sign their timesheets, that they make sure the time is right based off their hours and then what they put into the timesheet, sign it, and then send it off to HR.